Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm your own Dr. ddSwain, professor, motivational speaker, and a best-selling author. Since 30 days, the global economy has lost minus 30%, worst ever because of China virus, COVID-19. If you talk about 2008 global recession, it was minus 56% in 516 days. So this is a bigger loss to the global economy. It has not only given blow to the economy, but also to human life. More than 20 lakhs people have been tested positive around the world. Very interestingly, all the top countries, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, are struggling. 1,50,000 people have lost their life. On 22nd March 2020, Government of India, under the leadership of esteemed Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi Ji, has gone for a Janta curfew, which is known as voluntary lockdown. And on 24th March 2020, Shri Narendra Modi Ji ordered for a 21 days lockdown. It has never happened before. Unprecedented. The entire globe is going for lockdown to save humanity. And this decision is very, very difficult for a developing economy like India with the 1.3 billion population, where 22% people live below poverty line as per Reserve Bank of India. It's a very difficult and harsh decision. But kudos to Shri Narendra Modi Ji, Honourable Prime Minister, for taking such a bold decision to protect 1.3 billion people. India was very confident that it will come out of the pandemic in a couple of months' time. But after the Nizamuddin case, the situation looks very stressed. But Government of India is trying the best, along with the help of all the states and the chief ministers, to contain it and to fight it with full vigor and vitality. The global research organizations have predicted this first 21 days lockdown will cost $100 billion to the Indian economy. Government of India has also granted 22.5 billion package to the poor and economically needy sections of the society to manage their livelihood. Anyway, these are the negative things of COVID-19, but at some point of time, the country has to bounce back. And when the country will bounce back, country has got three options. And if we talk from economist perspective, we'll be going to have three curves. The first curve for bounce back is V curve, where economy goes down and goes up. The second curve will be U curve. When the economy goes down, it takes a little time and then surge up. The third, which no one prefers, is the L-shaped curve, where the economy goes down and out. A country's financial status depends on three things: exports, foreign direct investment, and consumption. The Government of India, under the leadership of Shri Narendra Modi Ji, is doing fantastic. Along with all those efforts, as a responsible citizen, I've got 5 suggestions for the government. These 5 suggestions will help the government to bounce back and take the economy to a new height. And these 5 suggestions focused on 5 sectors, along with other sectors and all the activities what Government of India is doing. So these are 5 suggestions in addition to what Government of India is already doing. And we need to focus on these 5 sectors to bounce back at a rapid pace. And what are those 5 sectors? First, healthcare and pharmaceutical sector. Second, agriculture. Third, MSME. Fourth, travel, tourism and hospitality. Fifth, IT and ITES. First sector where Government of India needs to focus is healthcare and pharmaceutical. Healthcare is very important for any country, but especially for a country with 1.3 billion population, where 22% people live below poverty line. It's very, very important, and it's high time for all of us to build our healthcare sector to its best. India is never famous of spending more than 1.3% of its GDP in health. As per WHO, 65% still goes out of pocket, OOP, and it is pretty high. If you compare with developed nations, it's below 30% OOP and 40% Southeast Asian countries. Because of this 65% out-of-pocket expenditure, every year 55 million people goes into poverty because the healthcare is very costly. I'll give an example. Now, because of COVID-19 issue, Government of India has asked private labs to charge not more than 4,500 rupees. Just imagine, for a test, if it is 4,500 rupees, how much it will cost if a patient goes into the ventilator. That's the reason government has to take charge of this particular healthcare industry. And another surprising figure, in India, the healthcare industry constitutes of 74% spending from private players. Thank God to the initiative of Shri Narendra Modi Ji and Government of India for coming up with a great health plan called Pradhan Mantri Jan Arogya Yojana in September 2018, which is also known as Ayushman Bharat, where they have given 5 lakh hospitalization insurance cover to 10 crore poor families of the country, and directly, indirectly, 50 crore population is getting benefit out of that. The expenditure is shared by central government and state government with 60-40 ratio. Fantastic initiative by Government of India. Kudos to the leadership of Shri Modi Ji. A lot can be done to bounce back after COVID-19. India has got only 7,15,000 beds in government hospitals with 40,000 ventilators. After this COVID-19, we have to improve our healthcare system, and within 3 to 6 months, we need to take this bed strength from 7,15,000 to at least 1 crore, and the ventilator numbers from 40,000 to minimum 20 lakhs. Indian pharmaceutical sector will be going to play a very important role in the comeback. Indian pharmaceutical sector stood at 55 billion US dollar, and it is the largest exporter of generic drugs to the entire world. 70% of all vaccines used by the entire world is exported by Indian pharmaceutical organizations. And India rules this particular sector. And if we want to come back post-COVID-19, we have to strengthen this particular sector. The best example is when 30 countries are in line requesting Honourable Prime Minister to release hydroxychloroquine, because India is the largest producer of that medicine. So Indian pharmaceutical sector, if looked upon very seriously and strongly by Government of India, it can act as a catalyst of change and can put India in the superpower position number 1. The only area where Government of India should reduce the dependency on China in importing the raw materials, because till now 70% of raw materials are coming from China. So it's very important for Government of India to focus on healthcare and pharmaceutical sector if the country wants to become number 1 in the world and wants to have a faster comeback and bounce back post COVID-19. The second sector where Government of India need to give immediate focus and thrust is agriculture. India is always an agriculture-based economy. Though its contribution to GDP has come down to 15.4%, 44% of our population engaged in agriculture. If we are not having in-depth focus on this sector, many people will be going to lose their livelihood. And most of the population belongs to rural and semi-urban areas. So their livelihood is very important. And how to do that? What Government of India should do? First, to reduce harvest and post-harvest losses. Surprisingly, it was 13 billion US dollar in 2016. And how to do that? Not only we have to improve the storage capability, we have to act beyond Food Corporation of India and Central Warehousing Corporation, and we have to create more warehousing arenas whereby these agricultural products will be saved. 6 months we have to distribute seeds and fertilizer free of cost to the farmers because they need handholding and support. Food is very, very important for the country. And here technology is very important. So government has to collaborate with IT companies and help the farmers to apply technology and move faster. because the faster they move, the faster the economy will move. It's very important that government need to distribute these products, because that's an issue for a long time. So they can go for their own stores, retail stores, both offline and online, and they can simultaneously have e-chopal kind of arrangements in collaboration with private partners. Then the next important point what government should do is 100% crop insurance at any cost for at least 6 to 12 months. If we are not able to handle the farmers, we're going to have a tough time, because food security is very, very important. The next suggestion to Government of India will be to help the farmers through interest-free loans till next 12 months. Here we can use 2.18 lakh crores cess, which we have collected and lying idle as per CAG report, to help the farmers. Third sector where Government of India need to focus very, very strongly is MSME, Ministry of Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises. This contributes 30% to GDP and 50% to exports. 11 crore people are engaged in employment under these micro, small and medium enterprises. So government has to focus here, because this is the sector which is the backbone of the economy. And interestingly, 98% enterprises are micro. So here Government of India has to safeguard the interest of micro, small and medium enterprises, along with 11 crore people who are working in these sectors. So either government can directly transfer to the employee's account if they have got data, or they can give interest-free loans up to 6 months to the entrepreneurs for the survival. It's a must, because this sector constitutes the backbone of the economy. Don't forget to use technology to help these small, micro and medium enterprises, because that's the weakest link for all of them. Now in this time to have a great comeback, the government has to come straight away and support all these guys directly for another 6 months or even up to 12 months. Because once these guys will be settled, it will help the economy to propel. I know this is not easy. These suggestions are pretty easy, but the execution is difficult. But we have to do it for a quick bounce back. The fourth sector where Government of India need to focus very, very strongly is travel, tourism and hospitality sector. This sector has given employment to 50 million people in 2017. And as per global research reports, Indian travel, tourism and hospitality sector will be going to suffer 5 lakh crore losses, along with 4 to 5 crore people losing their jobs. The government need to support these sectors very, very strongly. It's a very difficult job, I know, but we have to do it, because the movement of tourists from outside, previous a foreign tourist movement was more than 10 million into the country. So post COVID-19 people will be very skeptical of traveling. So we should depend more on domestic tours and travel rather than the foreigners. The fifth important sector where Government of India need to have tremendous focus for a quick comeback, bounce back post COVID-19 is IT and ITES. Indian IT sector right now stands at 190 billion US dollar. US and Europe constitutes 2/3 of its IT exports. Unfortunately, this COVID-19, the China virus has affected these countries tremendously. So now in these tough times, Government of India need to hold their hand for their survival. Indian IT sector employs 4 million plus people directly and 1.5 crore people indirectly. And there is a prediction Indian IT industry will be going to have 3 to 8% loss post COVID-19. So ladies and gentlemen, I hope this video will work as an eye-opener for many policymakers. Whatever Government of India is doing under the leadership of Shri Narendra Modi Ji is outstanding. Kudos to the leader. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you have liked this video. If you have liked it, please do not forget to share it with your friends and relatives. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe and put the bell icon for more interesting videos. And I hope each country will bounce back with vigor and vitality to face this pandemic, China virus or COVID-19. And I'm really hopeful India will come back very, very strongly under the leadership of Shri Narendra Modi Ji. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. God bless you all. Take care.